Chag Sameach Rabotai. Tizku L'Shnei Avot Neimot V'Tovot. I want to tell you a couple of halachot about Chol Hamoed. Number one is that the Chazal said you shouldn't do laundry on Chol Hamoed. What's the reason why? Because they didn't want you to come in, to the holiday to make it like a laundry week, save all your laundry for the holiday. They don't want this, They said, okay, you know what? Do the laundry before. Come in to the holiday ready, and don't busy yourself with laundry all week. That's not the purpose of the holiday. What is the purpose of the holiday, by the way? Especially Chol Hamoed, to study Torah. That's the purpose, right? That's why the Chazal told us not to work on Chol Hamoed. Why? So we can study Torah. This is the whole thing, right? So we're not supposed to do laundry because of that reason. But the truth is, right, that there are some things that we're allowed to wash. For instance, things which get dirty every day. Underwear, socks, right, the things like this, and towels, and t-shirts, things like this, right, which you wear on the body, they get dirty every day. We switch them all the time. So you're allowed to wash those on Chol Hamoed in the normal way. There's no problem with that. Also, another thing is, right, since the Chazal said you're not allowed to do laundry on Chol Hamoed, this also means you cannot take it to the laundry, right, even if it's a goy, right, and take it to the laundry, and dry clean or whatever, and say, oh, here, do my shirt. Because the rule is, whatever you're not allowed to tell a goy, whatever you're not allowed to do on Chol Hamoed, you're also not allowed to tell a goy to do it. That's how the Chazal made the decree. So you're not allowed to take it. But what you are allowed to do is to take it out of the laundry. What does that mean? If you already put it in before the holiday, you can pick it up, and pay. If you need it. If you don't need it, leave it there, right? Until after the holiday. If you don't need it, why waste your time with it, right? Why you pay for it? There's no purpose. But if you need that thing, that garment, and you want to use it for the holiday, so take it out. You can take it out. No problem. Another thing I tell you is like this, right? That, what about spot washing? So what does this mean? Sometimes a person, right, gets like a stain, right, on his shirt or whatever, right? It happens all the time. When you eat those, nice fancy meals for the holiday, right? You get stained, whatever. So, are you allowed to spot wash on Chol Hamoed? So the answer is, it says in he says you're allowed to spot wash. So what is that? If you got like a stain or something, you can take some water, a little soap, scrub it out, with your finger or whatever, right? Something like that. You can do that. There's no problem with that. Why? Because spot washing is not the normal way of doing laundry. It's like a shinui. It's a different way, This is the reason why it's allowed. Another thing I'll tell you is like this, right? What about if a person doesn't have a lot of begadim? So let's say his beged got stained, whatever, or he got dirty, and he's not able to wear it anymore. He doesn't have any more beged to wear, So what's better to do? To do laundry, to launder the beged, or to buy a new one? What's better, right? So the halacha is, it's better to buy a new one than to do laundry, because laundry, the Chazal don't want. So if you don't have any other shirts, right? Usually you should have, Baruch Hashem, we have a lot of shirts today. We have 5 shirts, 10 shirts, God knows how many shirts we got. So usually you have, what to replace it with. But if you don't, right, you have nothing left and they're all dirty, so then you're allowed to buy a new one. Go to the store, right, and buy it. ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן. רבי חנניה שומר, עשה הקדוש ברוך הוא לעזור לישראל, לפיכך חיבה להם תורה ומצוות שנאמר בני חפץ, למען צדקו יגדיל תורה בידיר.